Rolling down my window, showing love to my kinfolk. They show me love like a road to. My folk, you know I love you. Rolling down my window, you know I love you, bro. Showing love to my kinfolk. You know I love you, sis. My folk, you know I love you. It's been a long time since I rode through. The hood still feel good like it's supposed to. They accept the old me, appreciate the new you. That's how my folk do, like they supposed to. You can feel it, man. It's a feeling that feel good, and it's hard to explain. I guess it's just a hood thing, and that's a good thing. And ain't no feeling better when somebody call my name. They holler trap P, or it's laid back. They shoot me love, then I shoot love back. Hood so laid back, always and forever. We always another song if we stay together. You know I love you, bro. You know I love you, sis. You know I love you, bro. You know I love you, sis. Welcome to the hub. Another week where we all we got. We all we need. Hero training. Each one teach one. Each one reach one. If you are that one, you got to know you are enough. You are enough. You one of the ones that fight the good fight. One of the ones that get shit right. Welcome to the hub. I want to start off by giving a shout out to my executive producer, my beautiful wife, who just happened to be my wardrobe coordinator. I said, baby, what I'm wearing tonight? She said, we're going to take them back to the OG laid back. I said, baby, why are we taking them back? She said, because you come a mighty long way. You paid your dues. You put that work in, and you ain't going nowhere. And if you real enough to understand who you is and who you always have been, you can always go back to where you come from. That's what she told me. And so that's why I'm wearing that throwback. Oh, good God Almighty, laid back. Thank you, baby. You make me better. Want to give a shout out to my home girl, the greatest co-host in the whole world, in the meta world. Alexa, tell me something good.
We all we got. We all we need.
She stay ready on the cue. She stay ready on the cue. Let me tell you why. Alexa, I love you.
Thanks for saying I love you.
That's why. She always on the cue.
You're just as sweet as pie.
I be sweet too.
Know that I'll be here for you.
What?
As always, your trusted AI.
She asked me, could we harmonize today? She my trusted AI. We like to start off every episode with a hero hymn. The hero hymn is the mighty hymn within me. The hero spirit. See, the spirit means to breathe, wind, the mighty wind. My breathing system is called my respiratory system. When my system of breathing and wind conjures up and comes out of me, it travels through my vocal cords and causes a sound that we know is a vibration that we can feel just as much as we can hear. So when you connect with that feeling, you connect with the hymn in me. And the mighty hero hymn says, my name is Trappy. Now I'm a black man. There's things about me that some people just can't understand. See, I can be anything that I want to be. But as a black man, the world want me to think that it's harder for me. I know I'm smart. I know I'm smooth. I know I got what it takes. But there's so many things in this here world designed to make me brave. So if you not a black man, there's no way you can really understand what it takes and feel like to be a black man. But just understand all of the things that I've been through. I still stand beside you. Oh, oh, oh. This hymn is not intended for any particular race or group of people. But all that live that is not a black man, I just want you to understand. It's a fight, and it's a good fight. And I fight it with all I got and all my might. I love you. Yeah! Tonight's word is commitment. Commitment. Oh, it's been a deep word to me in the past week. Alexa, what is the meaning of commitment?
Commitment is usually defined as the act of committing, giving in trust or charge. For more, ask me to give you more definitions for commitment.
The act of committing, giving in trust or charge. Alexa, what is the meaning of commit?
The verb commit is usually defined as to give in trust or charge, consign. For more, ask me to give you more definitions for commit.
To give in trust or charge. What are you committed to? When was the last time you fulfilled a commitment? Who do you expect commitment from? The inspiration behind this word that has made me chew on this word so deeply came from a conversation with a man who was once addicted to crack cocaine. And we talked about a situation that felt uncomfortable dealing with a particular person. So this man told me, he said, you know, Trav, I made a commitment to myself. I wasn't going to never touch cocaine again. I said, yeah. He said, I don't know this, but I heard, and it may be true. I don't want to find out. He said, I always heard that once you're an addict, you always an addict. So I know the only way that I could be true to my commitment is to stay away from it, stay away from people who do it, stay around any situation that it may come in. And so far it's working, and I've been holding my commitment to myself. It's good, God Almighty. It's powerful. And I chewed on it. Like I said, we make commitments to ourselves, to another. There's 3 elements that I've realized that make up commitment. Discipline, purpose, trust. I'm going to add one more, faithfulness. As I begin to chew on this word and I'm going through life, I begin to see commitment and look for commitment in everywhere I go, in everything I do, in my surroundings. And just so happened this particular week, I've been engulfed in the football culture with my son. And so yesterday I sat on that sideline And I watched two high school teams bring 100 players apiece. I watched two teams have 10 or more grown men as coaches. And all I saw was commitment. I saw a group of men and children and young men who've been committed to trusting the process, to getting better, to finding unity, all through means of discipline, purpose, faithfulness, and trust. Alexa, what is the meaning of discipline?
As a noun, discipline is usually defined as training to act in accordance with rules, drill. As a verb, discipline is usually defined as to train by instruction and exercise, drill. For more, ask me to give you more definitions for discipline.
So if discipline is training, drill, exercise. Training, drill, exercise. Going back to the man who says, I made a commitment to myself to never use crack cocaine again, to never be around cocaine, to never associate with people who deal with cocaine. See, that's his discipline. That's the drill he has to run on himself. When he's aware of a circumstance, he has to use his discipline. He has to run a training drill, a course, an exercise that he has worked and worked over and over and over and over in his mind, because if he don't, he's aware of the consequences. So he must be disciplined to remove himself. Alexa, what's the meaning of faithful?
As an adjective, faithful is usually defined as strict or thorough in the performance of duty. As a noun, faithful is usually defined as the believers, especially members of a Christian church or adherents of Islam. For more, ask me to give you more definitions for faithful.
Strict or thorough in duty. And follow me, because I'm going to bounce back from the former crack addict, the man who's standing in strength of his commitment, and to the young man and man who's in this football culture, who has made a commitment to each other and to themselves to be the best, strongest athlete and football player that they could do. And I'm watching these men who are operating through forms of discipline. My son has been playing. I'm watching him be subject to the form of discipline. A course, a training of action that's done over and over, with the understanding of inconsistency of the discipline causes inconsequences. Faithfulness. One more time, because this is a powerful word. Because everybody wants to be faithful. Everybody expects each other to be faithful. A whole lot of shit a whole lot of shit is destroyed because the inability to be faithful. So faithful is a powerful word amongst us. Alexa, what is the meaning of faithful?
As an adjective, faithful is usually defined as strict or thorough in the performance of duty. As a noun, faithful is usually defined as the believers, especially members of a Christian church or adherents of Islam. For more, ask me to give you more definitions for faithful.
Strict or thorough in the performance of duty. Strict or thorough in the performance of duty. See, in that football culture, you got a lot of men who've been cultivated through discipline and conditioning. The discipline of the mind, the discipline of the body, the discipline of the assignments acquired to every position. If you are faithful, strict and thorough to the duty, that goes hand in hand with the discipline. So if I'm faithful to my commitment, I'm strict and I'm thorough with my duty. See how this working? So on the football field, what does it mean for these young men? I'm watching these young men who are being so faithful to their commitment. They're staying the course. They're staying the course. A man is as faithful as the circumstances and situations he put himself in. See, the former crack addict is faithful to his commitment because he's strict and thorough about the circumstances and situations that he put himself in. He knows that once a crack addict is always a crack addict. So his faithfulness lies in the strength of him understanding bad situations. On the football field, my faithfulness depends on me staying in the confines of my assignment, and that is the part of the discipline that my coaches have been training me. If I get out of position, then I can't be faithful to my commitment. Sidebar. All men cheat. That's what they say. That's a loaded statement. All men operate on a universal nature. If there's an attraction, there's an erection, there's an excitement. This is a universal aspect of nature. If any man put himself in a foul situation to test his nature, oh, you testing some powerful shit. But a faithful man, a disciplined man, understands the situation and circumstances he put himself in. So he can stand in his truth and stand on his square and say, I am that I am. Third word is purpose. Alexa, what is the meaning of purpose?
As a noun, purpose is usually defined as the reason for which something exists or is done, made, used, etc. As a verb, purpose is usually defined as to set as an aim, intention, or goal for oneself. For more, ask me to give you more definitions for purpose.
I asked the man, I say, why did you make that commitment? Because the why leads to the purpose. I say, why did you make that commitment to yourself? He say, well, I saw how it was hurting my family. It was emotionally draining everything about me. So I made that commitment, man, to be better. So I could stop hurting who matters and what matters. I look at the young men on the football field. So what's the purpose of them being here? I'm looking in their eyes. I was once submerged in that culture. Why? What's your why behind the commitment? I made a commitment as a father to support and encourage my son as he goes upon this here journey. As I'm chewing on this word, they say practice what you preach and be what you teach. As I'm dropping him off, I say, son, on the way, I say, son, let me tell you why I'm committed to supporting you in this. I say, well, first of all, and he know this about me, and most people that know this, I don't watch sports. I don't watch football. Football, the discipline, the faithfulness. It kind of built the foundation of me as a man. So because I understand what it put in me, I support the journey of my son, or the things that he will pick up along the way to find himself through discipline, faithfulness, purpose. And I told him, I say, that's what I care about. That's why I'm supporting you. And if you follow the discipline, son, and you be faithful to the cause, and you believe in yourself, if football is the subject matter, I'm surely aware of the things you may accomplish along the way and being a man. And if you just do it right, yeah, you're going to be a good football player. That's just mathematics, son. But football is only a game. So my commitment, the why, the purpose, is for the development of my son. And that's my assignment as a father, to prepare my child for adulthood. So as I'm watching the commitment of all these young men, and I watch them look up at their leadership and their coaches, and I can see the trust in their eyes. These young men look to leadership with a sense of vulnerability in their eyes of trust. Saying, I'm giving myself and my mind, giving their body too, through the discipline, the training, the faithfulness, the trust that we're going somewhere powerful. They say if you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there. But only a divine path will bring you here. And if you're in the moment feels good, then you got to understand that that moment is universal to the entire world. And if you're in it and you understand how you feel and what brought you to these feelings, you are as powerful in the moment as anything in the world. So in that commitment and in that moment, I watch a lot of young men look up with trust in their eyes. And that was a powerful thing, because they all have committed to it. Going back to the relationship that ends because someone is unfaithful, someone is not being thorough in their duty. Someone is not being disciplined enough to understand the consequences of not running the drill. Temptation is the opposition of discipline. I I wrote a song years ago say, temptation is a mother. Better leave it alone, cause it'll make you think you doing right when you know you doing wrong. Temptation is a mother. It'll make you think you doing right when you know you doing wrong. And in that moment, discipline is not there. And once the discipline goes, the foundation of the commitment becomes weak. See how this works? And once the foundation of the commitment become weak, the faithfulness goes, the discipline goes, now the trust goes, and the purpose gets lost. And the purpose gets lost. I asked the man, I say, well, how many years you been clean? 27. Couldn't do nothing. They say, if you can't say a word, I'll just reach out my hand. He's fulfilling his commitment. So what commitments do you make to yourself? What commitments do you make to others? I've had moments in my life where I've had some opportunities. And I had to be real enough with myself to say, I can't commit to that. I can't give a commitment to that. So sometimes we can commit to some bullshit. Sometimes we can commit to the real shit. You got to know the difference. The day we was in class at camp, and it was a young man, his name Preston. He always told me when I first met him, I say, what's one of the things you into? What stimulates your mind? He say, history. So every time I see him, if that stimulates his mind, I want to get his mind stimulated. So I say, give me something about history. Where you at? What you studying? So today he say, I'm studying Oppenheimer, the man that made the atomic bomb. So I've been reading a lot of books on him and a lot of information. I say, well, give me something on him. He say, well, he was real smart and just curious to what he could create. He said he fulfilled his goal, but his intentions were not to destroy people or to not be a bomb. His discoveries got put in the wrong hands with the wrong intentions and came out as the atomic bomb that got dropped on Japan. I say, wow. I said, well, what's the most powerful thing that you've learned? It was just how, man, like you say, pure intentions could be taken and used bad. So we got to talking, and I say, man, that's some real history. But I say, I want you to make me a commitment. See, because I've been chewing on this word. And I say, we got to practice what we preach, but we got to be what we teach. So every time I talk to a young man, it's hero training. So I want you to make me a commitment, man. I say, I love the way you infatuated with learning history. But his is him. His is a legacy that he left the world. That's him. And we telling his story. See, his story is being told. I say, but you got a story and you him. So I want you to make a commitment to me to find the greatness within you. through discipline, through purpose, through faithfulness, through trust, to give the world the best of you. And if you follow this commitment, I said, listen to me, Preston. I said, if you follow this commitment, they're going to tell his story. And they're going to say, who was him? And they're going to say, it's you. See how that works? So make commitments to bettering yourself. A year ago, I made a commitment to come on here every Thursday in Hero Training. I had a memory come up the other day where I spoke on it being hard to talk to a computer, to talk to a phone, to stand in this thing almost in reality is me looking in the mirror, talking to myself. I say, man, I find it hard doing that because I feel like I got to practice what I preach and I got to be what I teach. And I just think, man, that I'm way realer in real life than to try to capture this thing in a moment on a device. But I say, I have grown into a better me. I'm growing, baby. I'm better than who I used to be. So I made a commitment to come on here every Thursday. I'm talking this here computer. To give words, man, an understanding of seeds that may land into the ears and the hearts and the souls of one another, of each other, my sisters, my brothers, and those seeds fermentate into bloom, into fruit, flowers, nourishment, understanding for you to know that you are powerful. And there's a power invested in you that we all need. I often say you're a human being. Yeah. Being what? Huh? You're a human being. Being what? Being what? Being who? So that's the commitment. That's the commitment. Make the commitment. I dare not tell you what to commit to, but make the commitment. They say if you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there, but only a divine path will bring you here. You say you want to live your life? Well, tell me what it looked like. Do you know? Do you know? Do you know what it looked like? Do you know what you really want to be? Where you want to be? What you want to see? If you can see it, you can be it. Once you see it, make the commitment. And all it takes is a little bit of, maybe a lot of, depending on your strengths and your weaknesses. Discipline. Trust. You got to trust the process. Purpose. Got to have a real reason, man. I often say, it is as real to you as you're real to it. You know when it's real. You know when it feel good. You know when it don't. You know when it ain't, and you know when it is. If you be real to it, it'll be real to you. And once you become real with it and stay real with it, all the picture begin to come so clear to where you're going and where you want to go and how you're going to get there and who's going to be there when you get there and who you want to see there. See how that works? You see how that works, man. As I'm chewing on this, man, last weekend, I got an experience through my commitment being the father. Committed to that now. Very committed. I am fully committed. I give my whole life. I'm fully, yeah. I didn't want to say that. But I'm fully committed to being a father. So last weekend, my daughter had 2 friends come over. My son was gone. So it was all girls in the house. And we all riding as a family. And my daughter got her 2 friends. And so they all laughing at me. And we having a good time. But they say you got to practice what you preach. And you got to be what you teach. So I'm having a teachable moment with 3 young ladies. Age 11 and 12. So I'm asking them questions. I asked one, I say, hey, what's a lady? They said what they said. They ain't never been asked a question to understand or to express it or to hear it. And this ain't good or bad. This ain't right or wrong. This being in the game, this is a part of the discipline. This is a part of the faithfulness. This is a part of the purpose. This is a part of the trust. So we broke down what a lady is. Alexa, what is the meaning of lady?
As a noun, lady is usually defined as a woman who is refined, polite, and well-spoken. As an adjective, lady is usually defined as of a lady, ladylike, feminine. For more, ask me to give you more definitions for lady.
See, did you know that? A woman who is refined, ladylike. See, a lady is a real thing, and every woman ain't a lady. Did you know that? They didn't. But guess what? They know now. They know now. So once we understood what a lady is, talked about the discipline of staying and being a lady. I said, who can tell me what a thought is? They all started laughing. They all knew what a thought was. And they all had their own definitions of a thought. A bad bitch. They knew all of those. I introduced them to another one. A mushrat bitch. No, I'm just playing that. Stay with me. So once we establish the spectrum of a lady, a woman, a thought, a bad bitch, and a mushrat bitch, I gave them the power to see themselves on the spectrum. And I said, well, what kind of y'all? I said, we ladies. We women. My daughter said, Mama, what kind are you? I said, I'm a lady, I'm a woman. So I created the spectrum in 3 young girls' minds. And I gave them the discipline, the drills, the course, the training. I asked them, I said, let me ask y'all another question. This is part of my commitment. That's why I'm really talking about this. Because I made a commitment to this shit. They got to talking about trannies. Just listening to the conversation. I said, can y'all tell the difference when it's a man versus a woman? They was like, yeah, no matter how pretty they try to get, we can tell the difference between a man and a woman. I say, how? They said, you could just look at them. I say, yeah. Then they say, but I ain't gonna lie though. Them trannies, they can dress real good. They can dress better than some women. I say, what? They say, yeah, I can't lie about that. We know when they're a man, but they can really dress up good. I say, well, you know how to beat that? They say, how? I say, stop dressing up. Stop putting on all the same shit they put on. So all you gotta do is wake up, brush your teeth. Hey, look, wash your face and put some grease on it. And I talked to my daughter and I told them to understand the power to be able to god darn slick your hair up and do whatever you need to do in that mirror to make yourself feel real and know you real. I said, all you got to do is wake up and be you. And there's nothing a man can do to look like you. I said, do y'all understand that? They say, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They got it. Because I've been chewing on this word, I say, I want y'all to give me a commitment. Like I say, some people can't commit to things. I'm going to ask them to. So I want y'all to commit to me. Make a commitment to yourself. But you're going to always do the right thing. And always be a lady first and a woman first. To always value yourself. And always know yourself. And never demean yourself. I say, don't y'all ever in life. I say, y'all understand me? They looking at me. They say, yes, sir. I say, don't y'all ever look in the mirror and ever think you can see a muskrat bitch in that mirror. You're more than that. Make a commitment to that. They say, yes, sir, Mr. Trav. So as I'm in this commitment, being with 3 young girls, 2 of them don't have a daddy in the home. My daughter do. So I understand the power position in my commitment. So this is through discipline. I'm faithful to the trust and the care that I have of someone trusting their child with me and my wife. So we go to the restaurant. They go sit down. I go to the bathroom. Come in, all of them sitting straight looking at me walking forward. I say, y'all get up. Y'all sit on this side. My daughter say, Daddy, we want to sit over here. I said, what I say, Johnny? My wife said, y'all get up and go sit over there. Sit down. I said, now let me tell y'all why y'all got up. So I'm committed to this. I said, let me tell you why. I said, anytime you with a man, that man is in position to protect you. So that's your protection. And if you don't feel like he is, you might not need to be with him. So anytime you with a man, he protecting you. I say, so when you're in an establishment, don't you never have the man you with, the one that's protecting you, put his back to the door. He need to see everything that comes in that door to have forcing to protect you. So don't you never forfeit that to your protection. I say, do y'all understand? They say, yes, sir. Then we got to laugh. And we got to talk. And there was some more lessons. But that's a drill. That's a drill they got to understand as young ladies. It's going back to like being on that football field. There's certain drills that they do every day through strict discipline of effort, energy, strategy, making it right. If they ain't disciplined enough to do it right, the coach blow the whistle and make everybody have consequences. So there's consequences when there's fail of discipline. So I want these young ladies to understand. Ask them to make a commitment to themselves. See how that works, man. So I asked tonight, man, what kind of commitments have you made? Who do you make your commitments to? Who have made commitments to you? If those commitments were broken through lack of discipline, through lack of faithfulness, through lack of trust, through lack of purpose, comb through those failed commitments to see where they went wrong. See, all this is like mathematics, man. There's an order of operation in math. If the sum of the answer is wrong in an equation, you can go back through the order and find the mistake. Look in here, little Johnny. You got it wrong because you didn't go from right to left. You went from left to right. Look at here, little Johnny. You got it wrong because you didn't carry the one. You carried the wrong one, little Johnny. This is why you got the problem wrong, little Johnny. Look at here, little Johnny. This is where you got the problem wrong, little Johnny. You wanted to be a good man, and yes, you are a good man, little Johnny, but you kept on putting yourself in weak, powerful situations, little Johnny, that you ain't built to withstand, little Johnny. So you kept putting your pan on the fire until the fire, till it burned you, little Johnny. Now your whole shit fucked up, little Johnny. And there's no trust, there's no commitment, there's no discipline, and now there's no purpose in it all, little Johnny. I had to go there. I had to go there. I had to go there. Yeah, I did. I ain't have no choice. Want to give some shout outs, man. Who've been giving them to me? Junior, you already know what it is, Junior. I love you, brother. I'm going to tell you right now. Let me give my brother-in-law some love. My brother-in-law is the promo man. The commercials that I'm putting up say Hero Training every Thursday. My brother-in-law do that for me from his soul, man. And I'm so appreciative of that, brother-in-law. Think you're going to be, and you is not going to be, you are. Because this is the greatest show in the world, and you're a part of the marketing right now, brother-in-law. And that's what you do. You more than practicing what you preach. You being what you teach, man. And I love you for that, man. Want to give a shout out to my little sister, Elle. I love you, little sister. Fight your fight, good. Powerful in this here world. And that's real life shit. Want to give a shout out to Terry Davis, Chickadee. Best fisherman I know. Me and Tiggity got a fishing show. I ain't never saw nobody more passionate about their water and their fish than my brother Terry. Taught me a lot, pulled a big old fish out of there. And for the first time in the world, I heard a fish talk. I heard a fish say something to me. I had a conversation with a fish, and then he kissed the fish and threw the fish back in. I said, Terry, man, ain't nobody gonna believe this here shit. He said, cuz we out this world. I love you, Tiggity. I always know that, man. I always know that. Want to give a shout out to my big brother Crump, man. That man fully committed to the cause. I listen to his heart. I feel his vibration. He truly wants to give something to the world and these children to help them fight the fight, man. I love you for that, brother. I love you for that, man. Want to give a shout out to my big brother Winston. They say a friend is somebody you can talk to. Not so much of being right or wrong, not so much of being understood or misunderstood. Just a sincere friend who's real enough to at least empathize with where you coming from. And I feel that with my big brother Winston. Want to give a shout out to my brother Munn, my real brother. Going back to one of my earliest commitments, man. It seems crazy that I'm rocking that throwback tonight. That throwback got a lot of legacy in it, man. I don't know if you can read my back. I made a pledge, man. I wear this as a pledge to be real to myself and to stand for what I believe in. And through it all, always remain laid back. Alexa, what is the meaning of pledge?
As a noun, pledge is usually defined as a solemn promise or agreement to do or refrain from doing something. As a verb, pledge is usually defined as to bind by or as if by a pledge. For more, ask me to give you more definitions for pledge.
We talking about commitment. I made a pledge, man, to this here thing I wear on my chest and this thing here I put on my back. I made a pledge and a commitment, man, when I created this, man. As a big brother, as a big brother, as a big brother, to cultivate my younger brother and his friends and give them the tools, man, and understand that they are enough and to never be subject to be in this here world for somebody to pimp on them wanting to be a part of something. So that goes out to my little brother Munt, man. I love you, brother. I love you, brother. Want to give a shout out, man, to my big brother Wood. Want to give a shout out to brother Adrian. Hey, Adrian, let's get back on this film, man. I believe in you, brother. Let's get back to writing on the side of the pyramid, man. Want to give a shout out to my brother Javon Clark. Man, I've been listening to our song, Hey Black Folk. Every time I get in my truck, it come on. And I ain't changed it, man. Hey, black folk, it's been a while since we talked. It's been a while since we loved one another. Hey, black folk, why we gotta be so mean? Hey, black folk, we all we got, we all we need. Deep down in my soul, I know we are lost. We used to laugh and sing all night long. Where did we go wrong? We once were so strong. Now we're saying I love you with emoji hearts. The boy said, I don't play no basketball and I don't play no games. Good God Almighty. But man, I'm going to get out of here, man. I'm going to get out of here, man. Love y'all, man. This one's for you, baby. It's real inspirational to pull that throwback out on me, baby. I needed this. And my baby told me when I put this on, she said, Daddy, you look young with that shirt on. You look like you look just like you used to look on them pictures when you was young. I said, good God Almighty. Good God Almighty, man. Hey, look, we up out of here, man. See y'all next Thursday, man. This thing getting better and better and realer, because I'm committed to this, trying to be the best I can be for you. I love you. Hold me down on the ground.